Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. We have two brand new cards revealed tonight. This is for the brand new structure deck for the new scrap slash synchron slash just you say. It's you say stuff. I don't know what to call it at this point because they have some stuff that's called scrap. They have some stuff that's called synchron. It's hard to really kind of thread the needle on that. But anyway, these are the next two cards. I think we had 3 or 4 cards revealed initially. I can't remember. We're gonna have 8 total. So if there were 3 cards, this leaves 3 left over at the end because we have 2 here. If there were 4 initially, 2 left over at the end. We'll see. But yeah, from what I remember, the first reveals were, I don't want to say underwhelming. Underwhelming doesn't seem fair because it seems a little bit harsh. Especially for an archetype that has cards like Junk Speeder in it already, where like Junk Speeder is out of this world crazy. It's basically like a very easy to make Link 5, Synchro 5, but it almost is like has that vibe of like almost like a Halky Fibrax, almost like an Isolde of like just one of those broken, really easy to make Link monsters, but in a Synchro form that just like lets you go crazy if it resolves, right? So yeah, let's see what these cards do. Let's see how they factor in, and maybe if these cards are crazy, they maybe change my tune on how I feel about this structure deck to this point. But let's get into it. Let's start with Scrap Synchron. I love his artwork. I have loved so many of the Scrap monsters. I love how they're just like kind of beat up. They're kind of just jammed together. I love the artwork a lot. It's really cool. Anyway, he's an Earth Machine. Makes him searchable off of the River Stormer, the rank 5. So potentially some synergy there with some rank 5 engine stuff. We'll see. But he's an Earth Machine tuner, level 1, 700 attack, 100 defense for a Synchro summon. You can substitute this card for any one Synchron tuner. Okay. So I think the way that works is where like he'll still count as a level 1, but any specific Synchro monster that needs a, Jet Synchron or whatever specific Synchron monster, he can count as that, even though his level will stay the same for that Synchro summon. So you'll have to pair him with the correct level to get to that Synchro summon. But still, you know what I mean? Just useful, helping you work around restrictions. You can only use both of his effects once per turn. If you Synchro summon a monster that mentions a Synchron tuner as material, this card in your hand can also be used as material. Okay, I like that. That it doesn't even have to jump out of hand. We just talked about this last night with the brand new Killer Tune archetype, how some of their monsters allow you to kind of just get into some of their extra monsters without even having to commit to the field sometimes. It's just really nice. You can play under Nibiru that way. You can not commit from the hand as often, so you're not playing into stuff like Mulcharmy Perulia, and just gives you some just nice flexibility there. I like it. Second effect of a monster you control that mentions Junk Warrior and or is a Synchro monster with Warrior in its original name would be destroyed by battle or card effect. You can banish this card from your field or graveyard instead. Presumably this would be from grave, right? Like this would mainly come up as if you would already use it as a tuner, and then it is in grave and it's helping you get that bonus protection. Outside of that, this card's not really doing much. It's not much of an engine card. You can use it from hand. It can count as a Synchron tuner to make specific cards. But outside of that, it's really not doing much as engine. It's not searching anything. It's not getting you access to anything else. It's not an interruption on its own. This card is a little bit underwhelming, not gonna lie. This card does not read like a 2025 card to me on first read, but maybe someone who knows this archetype, this theme better than I do can fill me in on if there's maybe some bonus stuff that I don't know that makes that card kind of crazy. Next up, we have a Synchro 3. This is Scrap Warrior. Love that. He has Warrior in the name. He uses Scrap Synchron as material, so that means our boy above can help get into him pretty easily. 1700 attack, 100 defense, level 3, which is important. That's a pretty low level, but that just means a 2 and a 3 can get you there, so it's pretty easy to do. You can only use the first effect of this card once per turn. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can add to your hand or send to the graveyard a Junk Synchron or a card that mentions Junk Warrior from your deck. It's really good. Really, really good. I love I love searchers like this. Like when they hit the field, your opponent wants to hit them, but like this is kind of like a synchro climb card. We've seen link climb cards that are kind of like this, where they kind of force an interaction, but like they do still climb you into something else pretty quickly and easily. So, you know what I mean? Your opponent hand trapping them is almost like a fool's errand sometimes, but yeah, I like it. Right? It's a +1. Um, Second effect, the activate effects of monsters you control that mention Junk Warrior and or are synchro monsters with warrior in their original names cannot be negated except scrap warrior. Okay, so the idea here is he does not protect himself from being negated, but any other warrior synchro or junk warrior or mention them, they cannot be negated. So um you could make this, try to search something else, and if you're trying to continue playing from there, this card on the field is going to protect a lot of the other stuff from being negated by anything specific, hand trap wise, or even into a board potentially as well. That's fine. This is the better card of the two, hands down to me. Right? It's an easy to make synchro, level 3. And searches on summon basically anything of the new cards in the archetype, and probably some old cards as well. But the new ones are probably the better ones. But yeah, this one's pretty good. This monster makes me a little sad, to be honest. Like this monster is really unimpressive to me. We'll see. Maybe we'll find out pretty quick that like there's 2 or 3 cards left, and those last 2 or 3 cards will really impress us, and they'll kind of tie everything together. That's the other thing too, is like you have to keep in mind it's a pretty complicated puzzle. Yu-Gi-Oh! It's such a complicated game. In my opinion, it's like the most complicated, like high-end competitive card game that's super popular. Out and about right now. And so when a new archetype comes out like this, not new archetype, but new wave of support, like sometimes one card can tie everything together, and it's hard to envision until you like fully connect the dots. And you sometimes you can't even connect the dots because Yu-Gi-Oh is such an open-ended game. It's not as simple as it's a 3/3 magic monster with flying, or what, you know what I mean. They're death touch. They're, you know what I mean, they have like set amounts of abilities, but like sometimes Yu-Gi-Oh is just such an open-ended game that whatever they want to write on the text of a card, like that's what it does. So sometimes there can be just a specific like chef's kiss level of like just super niche card that ties everything perfectly together. Poplar felt like that for Evil Eye. Like it really connected a bunch of that engine, and it was really the connective tissue, whereas prior felt like didn't do anything. What does this deck even do? And that's kind of what we're waiting for a deck like this. So again, they have stuff like Speeder. They have other good synchros at their disposal. So like I'm not worried about the deck. The deck is still very scary in its own right, just because like if you don't have something to at least threaten the Speeder, like if that card resolves, like you are cooked. You just lose. Like you are getting your hand ripped. They're ending on multiple negations, yada yada, whatever. Like they're ending on enough interruptions plus multiple hand rips that like the game is just over. So that's pretty scary. But like at the end of the day, like this isn't anime character archetype, so they're gonna want to like push the support a little bit. So we'll see how they finish it off. Honestly, been a little bit underwhelmed, especially following up last year's Blue Eye structure deck. That like the cards were so high quality for the Blue Eye structure deck that like this structure deck has just felt a little bit lacking. Even though this archetype had better stuff to start with, so it may not need as much. But until we see the final cards, I'm still kind of sitting here with like a glance from afar, kind of like, what's going on here? I'm not feeling it yet. I'm not seeing the potential culminating all the way yet, but maybe we just need to see the final cards revealed. So those will be revealed in the next weeks, months, before the product actually releases in the OCG, but still cool to see. Also some cool reprints, 1-for-1 alt art and tuning alt art as well. So those are cool. I like that a lot. But anyway, I'm out of here for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, let me know your thoughts down below on these. If you're a big Yusei junk warrior synchron kind of fan, let me know your thoughts down below on these. How well do these, especially in conjunction with the other cards already revealed for the structure deck, how did they like culminate in just overall support for that deck? Where does that deck land here? Is this enough already? And it's like, even if the rest of the support is poo, they'll be all right. Or are you like sitting in a position where you're like, they need to nail the last card or two that's coming in this structure deck to make it work. I'm curious to see where you guys land on it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching as always, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.